So today we're going to be talking about something that usually gets a bad rep, carbs, those things diet culture tells you to avoid. But what if I told you that eating the right types of carbs is actually what you need to do to help you lower your stress, recover faster, reduce inflammation, and support your hormones? So we're going to break it down in this episode here. Hey there, and welcome back to Logically Fit. If you're here to learn how to balance cortisol, reset your nervous system in order to build muscle, lose fat, reduce inflammation, improve your overall health, like your hormonal health, gut health, prevent chronic disease, all the different things, then you're in the right place. So before we dive into carbs, I want us to go over cortisol, aka your body's stress hormone. Cortisol isn't bad. We talked about this multiple times. It helps you wake up in the morning, deal with challenges, but it's when it's too high for too long, like overtraining, poor sleep, too much caffeine, chronic stress, things happening in the world. It can lead to fatigue, even muscle breakdown, and even stubborn belly fat for some people, hormonal imbalances, reducing mental health, and a lot of these icky symptoms that we talked about in part 1 of the series. Here's something that you might not realize though. When cortisol is constantly high, it can be one of the reasons why you're experiencing huge cravings for carbs. This happens because your body is trying to refuel and bring it back to balance, but it may be a sign that you're not eating enough in general, or that your body is responding to chronic stress. Instead of seeing carb cravings as bad or something that you have to get rid of, take it as a signal. Your body might be asking for the energy to calm the stress response. This is where carbs come in. When you eat carbs, your body releases insulin, which makes more sugar into your cells for energy. Insulin and cortisol have an opposite relationship, otherwise known as an antagonist, okay? When insulin goes up, cortisol goes down. This means eating the right carbs at the right time, like around your workouts or during stressful times, can actually help your body relax and recover. But if you're one of those people that is demonizing carbohydrates and avoiding them a lot, this might be one of the reasons why you feel very off, and you might be feeling like you're dealing with chronic stress or cortisol imbalances. So let's talk about inflammation and recovery. When you train hard or you experience stress, your body needs to repair itself. Carbs help by replenishing glycogen, your muscles stored energy, and it's also your brain's preferred energy source as well. If you don't get enough carbs, your body may start breaking down muscle for fuel, causing even more inflammation as well. And you know how much we love muscle here. Muscle is absolutely amazing for you. It's a great way to balance out your hormones naturally. It helps us get that lean, strong physique that we want. It keeps our metabolism higher, so it's easier for us to lose fat and stay leaner. And there's so many other health benefits that comes with having more skeletal muscle on our body. So that's something that we definitely want to keep on. We don't want to lose that. So eating enough carbs is absolutely imperative for that. Carbs are also play a big role in your central nervous system, otherwise known as your CNS. Your CNS controls everything from reflexes to muscle coordination to brain function. Have you ever felt exhausted, maybe foggy or sluggish after cutting out carbs? That's because your brain runs on glucose. I talked about that just a second ago. Without enough, your central nervous system slows down, making it harder for you to recover from workouts, handling stress, even focusing throughout the day, like your job or being present with your family, right? So let's talk about how to apply this. Okay, now we know that carbs is really, really important for us. We need to make sure that we're eating the right types of carbs, right? And we need to also make sure that we're not avoiding carbs completely. So now we know that carbs are not the enemy. How do we use them the right way? Okay, so step number 1 is make sure that you're choosing whole food carbohydrates or complex carbohydrates majority of the time. So these are going to be things like fruits, veggies, potatoes, oats, whole grains, rice, these things that are going to be very, very simple. For a lot of you guys are going to understand it as clean food. If you're one of my clients, you know how much I hate that word. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But a lot of people understand that word when it's like clean. We do want to stick to more whole, nutrient dense foods that are complex, high in fiber and high in nutrients, We also want to eat carbs around your workouts. Before to fuel up, this is also going to help regulate your blood sugar throughout the workout. If you've ever felt like really shaky or crashy, or you just run out of motivation at the end, like you go, right? That might be because you're not fueling yourself properly before your workouts. But we also want to make sure that we're eating a very carb heavy meal after your workouts. Again, our insulin is an antagonist to cortisol. When we lift, we are stressing the body out. Cortisol is going to raise up. That is a good response. In order for us to get stronger, we have to stress our body by lifting heavier weights to build that skeletal muscle that we want. So that's a natural response, but a really great way to make sure that we recover properly from that increase of cortisol is making sure that we're having carbohydrates right after. That's going to start dropping the cortisol, increasing the insulin, helps recovery, helps reduce inflammation, but you're also more than likely going to see a lot more even energy throughout the day versus if you worked out, let's say at the beginning of the day, but you did not eat enough food and also carbohydrates after, you'll probably see that you'll have less energy, less motivation, a little bit more sluggish. So eating around your workouts is super, super helpful, but it also replenishes the glycogen stores for next time that you work out, helps make sure that your brain's going to function well throughout the day. And it also supports muscle repair. Again, you break down the muscle tissue in the gym. That's only half the process. We need to make sure that we're repairing the muscle tissue outside of it. Otherwise, you actually are going to run into a situation where you might be losing muscle mass. Just because you're working out hard in the gym doesn't actually mean that you're going to effectively build muscle tissue. So making sure that you're getting carbs after your workouts, super, super important. Number 3 is going to make sure that you're pairing your carbs with protein and healthy fats. This is something that we're going to talk about later in another episode, but this helps regulate blood sugar and then also prevents crashes throughout the day. The next thing is going to be listening to your body. If you're training hard, you're feeling run down or sluggish when you sleep, you may need more carbs, not less. This is why when we work with people that have high demanding jobs, they're going to have more carbohydrates more than likely than somebody that doesn't, or if somebody trains harder than somebody else. We have some clients that are doing like our hybrid training or working up for a specific event or a meet. We're going to prioritize carbohydrates because the body demands more of it. So the big takeaway is that carbs are not the enemy. Please eat your carbs. When you use it correctly, they help lower cortisol, they reduce inflammation, they support your CNS system, and they also improve your hormonal health. And if you're experiencing those intense carb cravings, take a step back and ask yourself, am I feeding my body enough? Or could stress be driving this? Oftentimes, giving your body the energy it is asking for is exactly what you need to feel better. So if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And if you want more evidence-based tips on training, nutrition, stress management, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. The handle is Thriving on the letters K and C. You can also see us on YouTube, and we have some resources down below that you can check out as well. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and also take care of yourself. Bye, guys.